Hello, this is Nikki in Niagara, coming to you from Niagara Falls, Canada. Today I was supposed to be showing you my finished pages from my adult coloring books. However, I received an order the other day and I am just dying to show you all this. I found a new color by number publisher, and they put out a whole bunch of books in the towards the end of November, and since I did my purchase, they have a few more added to this. Now I'm going to show you these books. Before I start, I want to tell you that I have a very sneaky feeling that this new publisher could possibly be an old publisher rebranding themselves. And I'll talk to you about that at the end and let you know just who I think this publisher is. So, on with the books. The ones I have here are mosaic coloring. They do have a couple of other types of coloring. There's a straight book. The two I didn't get were a straight coloring book of flowers, birds, and butterflies, and a mosaic book of horses. At the time, I didn't think that I would want a book full of horses. So these are the ones that I purchased. Let's take a look at them because they're all set up the same. The publisher is called Questopia. So that's two words. The first word is color, and the second is called Questopia. They have various different ways in which they place the titles on the front pages. This one is Amazing Owls, Mosaic Color by Number. On the back of the book, you're shown the colors that are used in the color palette. Now, they also say that it not necessarily, though this one I do think is, they don't always show you all the colors. They may put down brown, and then in your color palette you may have light brown, medium brown, dark brown, and it tells you what to do if that's the only one they show. But here they've got brown. Oh, they don't have any other browns. Oh yeah, dark brown, light brown, and that's an orange, so it's obviously not our color. Okay, but never mind, let's not talk about that. I am going to do a special flip through of each of these books, and I'll talk more in depth about it. But let's just talk about the format. So, start off the book with the title of the book, Amazing Owls, Mosaic Color by Number, Adult Coloring Book for Stress Relief and Relaxation by Color Questopia. And then they have the 2019 publication date, and that would be as of November. Then there are tips on using your color by numbers. And then this book uses the mosaic type that we're used to, the type that's Sun Life Drawing. I have such a hard time with their name because way back when I used to homeschool my oldest son, and we used a curriculum called Sunlight. Sunlight was the name of the publisher. So now I have to get used to saying Sun Life Drawing. Okay, so this is the same kind of mosaic that you find in Sun Life Drawing. It's also the same type of mosaic which was first found, as far as I know, in the Color Quest books, the great big oversized ones. So in between your pieces you have thin white lines that don't get colored in. You can keep them like that, or you can color them in with a color. I've used silver and black for doing that so far. But as we can see, each picture is different. to quite some degree, considering these are all owls. So yeah, and then at the end of the book there's a section, which is where we're at here, where it says there are some bonus images from some of their other coloring books, and there's one image per coloring book back there. So the other thing we want to talk about is the color palette. Now the color palette seems to be the same per book, but for some reason, which I cannot fathom, the numbers are not always in the same order. So number 1 is black here, and number 2 is dark orange. Okay, it's the same on that page. Okay. Okay, here we go. Number 1 is black and number 2 is dark blue. 3 is yellow. 3 is light yellow. 3 is medium orange. And so on. So they're not exactly the same, though they use the same colors. And from the pictures that I've done, I've seen that they don't necessarily use all the colors in each picture. So, in Amazing Owls, this is the one that I have colored, and I absolutely love it. I went in between the lines, excuse me, went in between the lines with a black gel pen. I started off with a glitter one and it ran out, so then I continued on with just a regular one. Isn't that lovely? And that's just what the rest of the pages are like. So the next one looks a little different. We look at the back, and we have a small color palette here. And this where it says, if a color is listed on your color palette inside as light or dark, such as light blue or dark blue, and you don't see it here, simply choose a lighter or darker version of the original color. If there's a medium color listed, such as medium purple, simply choose a version of that color that is not light and not too dark. Feel free to play around. And if there are any white spaces without numbers, go ahead and choose any color you want to place there, or you can leave them white. So it covers all situations. This is Country Farm Scenes, Nature, Animal, and Easy Designs, Adult Coloring Book, color by number for adults. At this point, they're only making color for number books, so you don't have to make sure you're getting the CBN. That's the short form that we've kind of come up with for color by numbers in the color by number Facebook group, which I co-own, I guess you could say. And tips, and I'm not showing you my picture yet. So this one has a wide variety of pictures. We got barns, a barn. Everything I turn to is going to be a barn now. Okay, so there we got the rooster. We got an elk. Okay, and another one. The field with a barn in the back. Pickup truck, windmills. You got it. It's in here, and then at the back there are bonus pages from the other books. And the color palette on here, again, it's the same 20 colors, but they're in different orders. Like the first 3 here are dark brown, dark red, light brown. Then we have dark orange, yellow, and red. And then on here it's black, pink, and dark brown. So you can't learn that a number equals a color, but you can get out your colors that you need and save them and use them as needed for that color. So I'll show you the one that I've done, and that is this, and I had a heck of a lot of fun coloring in this book. It's obviously we have in the distance there's a farm, the buildings, and a silo. Lots of sky and some green. One of the colors is even neon green. And it took me a long time to find a neon that I had in any of my neon colors. And I ended up with a highlighter that's like about this tall. It just reached the mark in my finger. So that was interesting. Then the next one is New York Mosaic Color by Number coloring book for adults. And we have the color palette on the back. This one looks like it might be showing all of them because I see darks and mediums and lights on there. And again, this book does have the same color palette per page, but the numbers are not in the same, colors are not in the same order. First three here are yellow, orange, light yellow, while the first three on this one are orange, dark brown, and brown. And you don't use every color on these as well. So we've got, I don't know the names of the buildings in New York, so I know this is a famous cornerstone building, but I don't know the name of it. This, I have no idea what it is. It looks like a Rubik's Cube, some sort of statue. Some other buildings, skyscrapers and a train. No idea what that is. It looks like a courthouse of some sort. Aha, this will be St. Patrick's Church, which... That's not the one that had a fire, is it? No, I think that was Notre Dame in Paris. So yeah, this is somewhere I'd really like to go, being Catholic. And then this, is this the Empire State Building? Somehow I'm not sure. And then at the back it has bonus pages from all of the, well, not all of, but of some of the color by number, other color by number books that they do. Now the next one here is called Color Quest, Color by Number Animals. Adult coloring book for stress relief. Now, this was one of the first ones that I saw come up on their page, and these ones are quite a bit more detailed than the ones we've looked at so far. So look at this giraffe. It has teeny weeny little spaces to do in it. And then we come to, oh no, it's this way. A toucan. Oh, I can't tell which way that goes until it's colored. But it's a toucan. And these are pretty small, not like that one though. Okay, so this is more what we're used to in the other books. There's some medium-sized and some small ones. That's elephant and baby elephant. Some type, maybe those are macaws. These look like, I want to say penguin, but I'm not sure. Tiger. Is it a wolf? Oh, I think maybe we got a duplicate in here by mistake. Well, we do, but they use totally different colors. Totally different set of colors. And there's only 17 used on this one. And there are 23 used on this one, and this one has smaller spaces. Well, that's interesting. Kitties. And our last one is a dog. So that's animals. And we have the color key is the paint splats. And these books have no table of contents. They also have no pictures of what they look like. They are truly mystery coloring books. Then the next one that we have, I haven't colored in these last three, is Color Questopia. Fanciful Fox Mosaic Adult Color by Number book for stress relief and relaxation. So Fanciful Fox, let's take a look at our... Yes, we get the full palette. It looks like that one was probably their first one. Which one did I say there? Oh, the Country Farm one. May have been their first one. And so now they're making larger palettes on the back. So remember, these came out in November of 2019. And last time I looked, there was 2 I didn't get. And the last time I looked, there's 2 more. Same setup. And then we get all sorts of different pictures of foxes. And I'm really looking forward to doing this because I like foxes when they're colored neatly. And there's a lot of different ones here. Like, is that a mother with its baby or with its prey? Kind of hard to tell with that one. So, all sorts of different poses for the foxes in that one. And then finally, with the one I have, is Beautiful Cities and Landmarks, Mosaic World Geography Coloring Book for Adults. And on the back, we have the small palette. So again, this must have been one of their first ones that they came out with. And then the pictures. Yeah, are the colors the same? I've never seen army green before. Looks like there's a lot of colors used that are the same, but some are different. Some have 17 colors and some have 20. So there are probably 3 colors that are not duplicated. And there's all sorts of things from all over the world here. Some of them I don't even know, such as this strange connector blocks statue. Obviously we have the Colosseum. That I have no idea, but I am going to guess that it is the Space Needle. Where that is, I have no idea. And we have the Eiffel Tower. Now the last, is that a McDonald's sign? Oh, it's got to be the arch of something. So, yes, great pictures in here. One thing, though, that I didn't mention was the paper. The paper in these is nice. It's Amazon. It's an Amazon printed book, but it is not Jade Summer paper. And I am hesitating to guess that it's not Sun Life paper either. It's something above those 2. Or, I know Jade Summers is a lesser quality than Sun Life's, but it may be because these do not have black backgrounds that the paper feels nicer, because as I've been coloring in the books with the black backgrounds, I've been kind of wondering if the layer of ink on the back of the page, I've been wondering if it's degrading the quality of the paper. And one thing I can tell you is that there is no, when you use alcohol markers on these, there's no bloom. There's no spread out or bleed out. Of course, there's bleed through when it comes onto this page. But pretty much every alcohol marker I used in my 3 colorings was, there was no bleeding of it. So it's definitely not as thirsty, shall we say, as the other paper, because it doesn't just quickly grab it and spread it. Yeah, well, I like the paper. I like working on it, so that's all I can say. And this is the last of the ones that I purchased. So I really had to show you this. There are I got 7. There are 2 more, which makes 9. And since then, I see they've put out 2 more, which makes 11. And these are really well put together books. The fronts, the fronts and the backs of them are shiny. The book feels new, it feels quality, and yeah, but it's pretty much a straightforward book. There's no color test pages. So far, there's no advertising for their site or anything. I haven't been able to find any information on the company. But that does bring me to what I was talking about at the beginning of this video. As I was looking through these and then started working in it and looking at it a little bit further, it came to my mind that I was feeling a familiar vibe from these books. Now, if you're in the color by number community, if this is a thing that you do a lot of, you have probably heard of the self-published company who publishes on Amazon color by number books called Lilt Kids. That's L-I-L-T, Lilt Kids. Now, even though the name of the company has kids in it, they'd have a ton of adult color by number books on Amazon, which you can purchase to this day. However, they stopped publishing in 2017. They just disappeared. And as I was looking at this, I started to think of the similarities. And I will show you one here to see how I got that idea. First of all, these are very similar in the fact that they are well put together books. They feel good. Secondly, is now not the same, but here we've got paint splats. And here we've got paint splats, but a different kind. Then on the back here, it appears as if the Lilt book's description on the back was kind of used as a base for the writing on here. This has much more words and it goes into more depth than on here. But one of the things that kind of really corresponds here is that the Lilt Kids book says, you may want to substitute some of the colors for your own choices. Go for it. You are the artist and have creative control. On this one, it says, use even a completely different color if you like. You are the artist, so feel free to get creative and choose your own colors. Go ahead and play around. So now those two lines are very, very similar in wording. Okay, and the back has the color splats. Another similarity that I've found in these books is at the back of each book. Sorry, moving it around. The back of each book is a selection of so this is Lilt Kids, and it says, enjoy free bonus images from some of our best loved coloring books. Well, this one says, enjoy bonus images from some of our other fun color by number books. And it says to find our books on Amazon, and it says to find our books on Amazon. Now, the setup in the Lilt books is that on one page they have a this is the setup of the title and the front cover of the book that they're advertising to you. It's a little square centered in the bottom left-hand corner like this. And then there's a picture out of the book, and some of these have more than one. And in this book, it's on the opposing page. One thing that bothers me about the Lilt books is that even though you buy the color by number versions, they don't provide sample pages from their other color by numbers. These are their other regular coloring books. Now this one is specifically saying that they're going to give you samples from their other coloring books. So I think that's what's changed up the format here. Again, in the bottom left-hand corner, in this square area, we have the picture of the upcoming book. And then they've had to do opposing pages because they're giving you the colors and the picture. But throughout, it uses the same format of putting in the bottom left-hand corner, the information in the square box, and then it goes on with the sample. So now that is not a oh yeah, those obviously have to be from the same publishers, but I have to say I'm quite experienced with the color by number books. I've probably colored out of every company that there is out there, unless it's not available to me and I can't get my hands on it from where I live. But I am greatly suspecting that Lilt Kids stopped printing in 2017 for some reason, and now they've got together in 2017, rebranded themselves as Colored Questopia, and are producing the books again in a different format. So that's my take on things. In no way am I saying that is what's happened here, and you can take what I'm saying with a grain of salt because it's simply my thoughts. If you ever have a Lilt Kids book, if you have Lilt Kid books and you do end up ordering these, compare them yourself and see if you have the same suspicions that I do. And one last point that some people may want to point out is that someone may want to say that these are copying Sunlight Drawings mosaic books. For that, my response is that Sunlight Drawing did not invent the mosaic color by number. God only knows when it was invented, but I do know that before Sunlight Drawing came out, the Color Quest books were out, and they have these kinds of mosaic. In fact, when I saw my first Sunlight Drawing mosaic book and their Quest books, I said, hey, they're making them just like the Color Quest books. Because both those, they're mystery books, you know, the Animal Mystery and Art Animal Mystery, and, you know, all those ones. All that kind of stuff is in the Color Quest books. And these, while they may be the same style, I would not say that they're copying Sunlight. If anything, both of the companies have gotten their ideas from the Color Quest books. And on that note, I just want to let you know that I'm going to put the links for these books down below. I'm not sure if I'm going to link to each book individually or if I'm just going to link to Colortopia's page on Amazon, and that will be to Canada, US, and UK. So if I can't put a link to Color Questopia's page, I will link to each book separately. But do remember there are 4 other books out besides these 9. No, besides these. I thought I said 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. These 6. So, anyways, I hope that those were of interest to you and that you're as excited about these as I am, because I just couldn't get enough of coloring them last night, and I decided that I was going to show them to you and push my finished pages video up to Friday instead. So I wanted to get this out. So I keep saying so. That means it's time to say goodbye. And I think I've said it all. In the meantime, until next time, bye-bye.